Hi guys, this is Pure Souls, teacher of New Vibration, teacher of Aquarius, tuning in, teacher of wisdomful knowledge. I want to speak about deception, and many of the lies which have been propagated through the centuries since BC or AC, since the time of the Christos or alleged Christos, who may have probably didn't really exist, since the time of the female Christos who did exist, even if the male one didn't. So one of the deceptions is the people were majority evil then, which is a lie, or deception. The lie about Sodom and Gomorrah is another deception, that the people there were intrinsically somehow bad, that they were rotten, evil just for practicing their own way of doing things, which goes to show that the person who wrote or writes the story about Sodom, Gomorrah is biased. The writer of Sodom and Gomorrah clearly doesn't appear to understand the other point of view. Lot may have actually been the bad guy because he refused to help the people of Sodom and Gomorrah, and I believe he was. Before or during the Garden of Eden, people were pure. That is another lie. In the Garden of Eden, people weren't any more pure than they were later on through the centuries or in the modern times. The people in the Garden of Eden weren't necessarily that special or pure compared to, or the prehistoric people weren't necessarily super pure compared to the rest of the newer modern people. Another big deception is that in the Garden of Eden, they were innocent, or that he was innocent. He was more guilty than his wife for eating that apple, and it wasn't the serpent's fault. It was the people's fault for listening to the serpent. Another lie is that the primal people in the Garden of Eden were clean or pure, which is a lie. They were actually going through a testing phase. The gods, rulers, or the lords were testing them. The male head and his female counterpart were experimenting with humanity, the chief archon, and the people weren't necessarily that clean or perfect. They were actually less advanced than us. They were in their garden phase. They were part of a the original Garden of Eden was a genetic experiment from the archons, which is the reality. Another big deception is that the original people were holy. In the Garden of Eden, which is a lie, or the original people of the world were somehow holy. that later on they became corrupted because of Noah's Ark, because of the Nephilim, which is a lie. That is the deception, because the Nephilim were actually the helpers who saved the people during as well as after the flood, and made them even more perfect. Another big deception is that people aren't usually is that people are usually evil since birth, which is a lie. People aren't born into sin. That is one of the major deceptions which all the pastors or evangelists virtually spread. People are born clean, are born perfected in perfection. Perfect in most cases, in their own special, unique way. In all, okay. Another big deception is that the natural state of people is evil, that people are deprived or sick in the head, which is a lie. Most people are pure in the head, because the entire notion that the majority of humanity is somehow fallen is again another pawn of the archons, of the dark forces of the rulers, the spiritual masters behind the scene. Another deception is that the majority of people are falling or fallen and or evil or demonic, which is a lie. People aren't normally demonic. The majority of people aren't evil, fallen demons or fallen angels. The original, in the Garden of Eden, they were actually more fallen than they were after Noah's Ark, because the Nephilim helped to advance people, which had nothing to do with humanity becoming demonic or angelic. It had to do with helping people attain spiritual liberation. Another deception is that the entire book of Genesis, basically, including every verse. It's all basically, in my opinion, or in reality, the entire book of Genesis is basically demonic archons rubbish. It is basically the whole book of Genesis is basically propaganda against the people. Another lie is that the first man was pure and that his wife was evil, which is a lie. The story was changed. You see, he probably ate the apple, or simultaneously. I firmly believe he ate the Bible simultaneously with her, but ultimately he had more to do with his own decision, and she was the one who historically would have been, is obedient, which is what really makes sense. So Aham, or Avam, Avam, as I call him, or Avam, was the evil one. His spouse was pure. Another deception is that the primal man was pure in Eden, before Noah's Ark, and that people since then have become corrupted or have become the seed of fallen angels, of the Anunnaki, of the Nephilim, which is a very disturbing lie that some radical evangelicals are spreading, which is that people are descendants of the Anunnaki, of the Nephilim. That is a lie, that people are demonic in nature, that that people are mental in nature, or that people are sick, or that people are um, possessed, impure in nature, which is a lie. That people are um, corrupt in their own nature, which is a lie. People were the reality is, to counteract that deception or that lie, is that people are actually naturally given the ability to fight against evil, and that yous are your own saviors. Another deception, okay, is that creation has been falling, or has or that or has become impure, including the wildlife, and that the original trees were much taller, which is a lie. The positive beings, since Noah's flood, have actually the Nephilim have been helping the trees to improve. Actually, the very tall trees is a myth and is a lie which fake pastors were spreading. And another lie is that the original men were holy, and that the females were impure, which is a pure lie. So see all of those deceptions which evangelicals, along with their congregations, are spreading. Also that the primal man was pure before and became fallen afterwards in the New Testament is another lie. Both testaments are full of much deception.